Class, let's take a look at this experiment with a block and a wedge and a pile of sand. For this experiment, class, I would like to show you with some sand and a block and a wedge just how useful a wedge can be. We're going to, using these strings, pull the wedge through, or the block through the sand, and then we will do the same thing with the wedge so that we can see exactly how beneficial it is for a wedge, to use a wedge when cutting through things. So first we're going to pull the block through our sand and see what happens. Keep a hold of. Now we see here it is just piling up and it's getting very, very, very hard to pull. And it just isn't wanting to come any further. If we decide to use our wedge here, then we can take it and it will pull right through the sand without any trouble at all. So you can see that we can get the wedge the whole way through the sand. This is why a wedge is so much more useful when cutting through, and you can see how easy that was. The block didn't even make it out the other side, and our wedge did. So this is just a simple experiment to show how useful the wedge is in cutting. Now if we look at the questions at the bottom of the page, what happened when you pulled the block of wood? Okay, so what happened when we pulled the block of wood in this video? The sand piled up and the block couldn't be pulled any further. So you can go ahead and write in your answer there. The sand piled up and the block couldn't be pulled any further. And the second question says, what happened when you pulled the wedge? The wedge sliced through the sand and could come out the end. So when we pulled the wedge sliced through the sand and could come out the end. We see from this simple little experiment how useful wedges can be in parting things and moving things away. The wedge was able to part the sand easily and move clear through. The block was not able to do that. It just piled up and got stuck. Once you're finished filling in the answers, then you are finished with your experiment videos.